Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of R&R's Fight Predictions, hosted by the one and only Corey Rich and Ray Richardson. And I'm going to do a Fight Night 58 for you guys. If anything from last week, I just want to, I did have some pretty good leans on Joanna Jastrusic and Husamara Paul Harris. It was really, that weekend we had a lot of options to go through, and if you did come out on top, if you are a betting guy, good job, because it was a hard weekend to play all the cards and be profitable at the very end. So if you're like me, and sometimes I can hold out, and I still came out on top last weekend. It took me till Saturday night. Wasn't too great on the Tough 19 or Top 20 finale, and but Saturday night pulled it out with World Series of Fighting and the UFC event that went on with that. So to kick things off, we're gonna start with Jake Collier and Vitor Miranda. I'm pretty sure Miranda is he was from the last batch of Tough Brazil. I think Tough Brazil 3. I didn't really watch that. Some of it I'll watch. The fights just depends on what season, what's going on. I didn't watch Latin America, but I watched the fucking Chinese version of Ultimate Fighter. It's always a toss up, which if I'll end up paying attention or watching any of the fights with those international Ultimate Fighters. This one. I'm probably going to go with Jake Collier. He seems like a pretty good prospect, and it seems like he's got his game down. The only downfall is we never know exactly how a fighter. When you go to Brazil, it is completely different. It's completely different. But with him being on the undercard in one of the first fights, the stadium won't be packed like it will, for the main event, the co-main event, and the main card. So, I don't think the crowd will have much of an issue with the first couple fights. With the intimidation factor, slit your throat chant that they love doing over there in Brazil. But we're gonna go with Jay Collier. Next, we got Tim Means and Macario Andre Jr. You can know him better as the mini Lyoto Machida. Karate-based fighter. Tim Means, tough step. I'm really surprised that they're throwing him at Tim Means. I get it because he was the runner-up, and I actually did want him to win in the Ultimate Fighter when that fight went on. I thought he was going to be, have more volume, but he was really hesitant, but he was put up against stiff competition. I don't remember if it was Lewis. No, it wasn't Lewis. It was one of the guys that fought on the last pay-per-view card. The winners fought. So I don't know. I got a good buzz right now. This one I'm really hesitant. They got Tim Means at a minus 240. I do think Mini Lyoto has potential. The question is, his last fight was the Ultimate Fighter finale. So who knows what the pressure was doing to him, and everything in a whole. Maybe he got to see a whole new light. Being in the house can do a lot to a fighter. I think there might be a little bit of value here at a plus 190. We're basically getting 2-to-1 odds. I will be throwing him into a couple $1 parlays for my undercards. So I think he has potential, and he just was he had some stiff competition his last fight, so I think he's being overlooked a little bit. We know how Tim Means fights. but we don't necessarily know how this guy's going to carry himself. Next, we're going to end up speeding some things up. We got Leonardo Iaissa and Yuta Suzuki. Before the betting lines went up, one of my buddies was asking me, from a quick glance, who did I have some good leans on? I was like, hey, Saki looks pretty good. But then when I saw the lines post, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to put I don't want to put 450 on him. Damn it. I was hoping to catch a better line on the guy. He should be able to, I'm hoping he's going to get a submission. I'm waiting to see what the prop bets are. Certain leans in that, I have no problem throwing $10 down on a prop if I'm playing with, a specific range. But yeah, the the gook for the win on that one for sure. No offense if you are Asian. I'm drunk and I didn't mean to, and I'm not re-recording. Next we're gonna go. We got Darren Elkins and Haitian Diaz. This one actually, I'm excited to see. I know it's gonna be such a boring fight, but it might not be. They got Elkins as the underdog, and I could see why, with some previous fights and what went down with him, and the previous fights from Diaz, with the controversial loss to Ricardo Lamas, and hell, Lamas is fucking good. Maybe he just had a really good night. But the thing is, he struggles when opponents put pressure on him. And I don't care if you're in Mexico or wherever, Darren Elkins is a wrestling-based fighter, and he is going to put pressure and continue to put pressure. It was on a random search thing, and I actually listened to an interview with Elkins and how he felt he was overtraining before, and it was draining his power and kind of deterring his momentum and everything. So I think we're actually going to see a pretty disciplined Darren Elkins in there this weekend, and I think this is a really good underdog pick. I know this card is fucking hard. Clear as day. This card is hard to actually pick an underdog. But if there is going to be an underdog that is on this card, I think it's Darren Elkins. And I will be putting a $10 bet on him. How I distribute that $10, that's the question. Could do a 3-3 and a 1, or 3-3-3-1. Could do a 5-5. Who knows? But then we're going to move on to Antonio dos Santos and Daniel Safarian. This one's interesting. If you're doing any research, picks are going both ways. The one thing, because they say we haven't seen anything from, Safarian, or however the hell you want to pronounce it. If you actually look at who he has fought when he entered the UFC, he actually has had good competition. For instance, CB Dalloway, and then Cesar Ferreira and Kichi Kunamoto. He got out-grappled in his last one. And I don't think it's time to count him out. I really don't. I do not think it's time to count him out. I think he's sitting at a minus 165, or he opened at a minus 185, and now it's down to a minus 155. Wait until right before fight time. if you're playing on Safarian or Safarian. That's what I'm doing. I'm giving the guy benefit of the doubt. He's fought tough competition, and I think this is his next break to stay in the UFC. And I'm going to stay firm. We got Marcos, Rodrigo de Lima, and Igor Pachi whatever. I don't know shit about this fucking fight. I don't know anything about either of these fighters. I do know that de Lima is a minus 340. So apparently there's something really good about this guy. So I guess I'm going to pick him. Then we got Tom Ninmonki and Renato Camiro. Who knows? Ninmonki, he might be out of his game. His line's been decreasing. I think he opened at like a minus 150. He's down to a minus 125. He might even be the underdog at one point. But if he does get to a plus 110, I'll throw 5 on him. I'll spread it out within a couple parlays, but if he gets to a plus 110, I'll throw $5 on Ninmonki. He could always pull it out. He's getting old, and who knows? Hey, be a fun $5, I guess. Then we got Erick Silva, Mike Rhodes. This one is a throwing Mike Rhodes to the dogs, I think, at a minus 450. I don't want to lay that down for Erick Silva. We all know what happens to him. He either knocks you out in the first round, or he'll get beat up for the second round and maybe get taken out. I do see a little bit of value in this play, though. Depending on what the in the distance play on Erick Silva will be, or the good one would be look at the in the distance on Erick Silva and look at fight will not go the distance play. Fight will not go the distance. You might have to pay an extra 10 cents, but there's a better probability in it. So you always gotta weigh those options. And hey, if you can parlay prop plays, I would do the under 1.5 and Erick Silva in the distance. I think it's a pretty good play for a small, margin. Something fun, but hey, if you're gonna do 2 props, I think that one's pretty good to hit. Then we got Rashid Magomedov and Elias Silverino. This one's a pick'em fight. Most reviewers, prediction site, reviewers, anything you're gonna read, a lot of them were going with Silverino, and there's a good reason. I mean, I saw the initial, and I've actually seen both of these guys' fights, all their fights in the UFC. I haven't rewatched them and analyzed it all, but no matter how much research I'm going to do, usually if I know enough about the 2 guys, my initial pick is going to be the one I stick with, unless I listen to outside sources and end up changing my mind, and a lot of times I end up being right. But my initial pick, and the one I am going to stick with, is Magomedov. I'm waiting for his betting line to go down. It's just been steadily decreasing because everyone's playing that plus money on Silverino. But if you're going to lay any money on this fight, expect it to go either way. It's really, this fight's a pick'em. So, then we're going to move on to Patrick Cummings and Antonio Carlos Jr. Cummings is at a minus 170. Honestly, I think he's just going to wrestle the shit out of him. And he got a stiff test in D.C. And luckily, he got manhandled by Daniel Cormier. And I think because of that manhandling, it has affected maybe the public view and or the betting views of Patrick Cummings. I've actually have bet on him every fight after that Daniel Cormier fight. I like what I see with the guy. He's athletic, and I see determination in his eyes. And there's, you just don't see that sometimes. But no, I think this is a good line. I hate the fact that it's in Brazil, but I think he's going to be ready, and I don't think he'll let the crowd overwhelm his thought process. So next we got then we got the last two cards: Renan Barao and Mitch Gagan. Minus 750 for Renan Barao. I'm not feeling safe on that. And realistically, as soon as when I saw that the fight was officially, scheduled, I knew Gagan was going to be a heavy underdog, and I don't know what it is. For some reason, I'm not counting him out. I'm not doing it. I think he actually has a chance. With compared to the competition that Barao has faced over the years, I think this is a pretty good test. And the fact of, morale over in Ova and Yao, and, with losing the bell and missing weight last time, there's better odds in Mitch winning at this, statistical advantage of just everything happening with the whole fight camp over there, and the slight downfall of Barao losing his belt and missing weight, not getting paid. Hell, this might be one of the last times that we might actually, get another fucking Dillashaw upset. No one really saw the Dillashaw. They might have saw it, but no one was strong. I'm going to go all in on this motherfucker for the Dillashaw fight. I think this could be another one. Barao should win. I'm going to pick Barao, but nah, this one is, I think it's a really good possibility. This really was the year of the fucking underdog. There was a lot of underdogs that won this year, and I think the skill level of some fighters, and maybe some are slacking and some are excelling in certain areas, and some fighters are capitalizing on their opponents. And the, freak flash knockout and shit. Or injuring yourself like Joe Riggs and Jeremy Varner last weekend. Bummer. Main event, Leonardo Machida, CB Dalloway. You already know all you need to know about these guys. I don't feel safe laying minus 700 on Machida. Nope. He's going to win, but I'm not going to put him in any of my parlays because, hey, once again, you're the underdog, and just like Mitch Gagan, and you got two minus 700 guys, and by fight time, hey, they might be up to a minus 900. I'm not betting on them, but if I do, I'll at least put a $1 on the underdogs or $2, in a little parlay. But hey, hope you enjoyed. If you do like betting or whatever, if you like any of the intel or, whatever you don't like, leave a message, send me hate mail. I like hate mail. That's always amusing. So, but hey, once again, this is R&R's Fight Picks and Bets. Over and out. Don't blow your bankrolls, and good luck.